The battle lines have been drawn, the economic cannons are firing, and the casualties will not be limited to boardrooms or government negotiations, but influencers like MrBeast and other small business owners in the United States. In a move that some hail as a patriotic stand for American industry and others condemn as reckless economic sabotage, President Donald Trump slapped a 10% tariff on all Chinese imports, setting off a trade war that is rattling businesses, markets, and even YouTube influencers who never thought they'd be collateral damage in a geopolitical fight. China, in typical fashion, didn't blink before responding. With surgical precision, Beijing has unleashed its own wave of retaliatory tariffs and regulatory crackdowns, proving once again that it knows exactly where to hurt the U.S. economy. The result? A financial bloodbath that stretches from Wall Street to Hollywood, from tech giants to small business owners, from coal miners in Pennsylvania to influencers on TikTok. This isn't just a simple policy dispute. It's a declaration of economic warfare between two global superpowers, both led by administrations that are equally arrogant, equally ruthless, and equally willing to sacrifice their own people in a chest-thumping contest for dominance. Trump's move is hailed by his base as a strike against China's manipulation of global trade, yet his own policies have left American farmers drowning in uncertainty, manufacturers on edge, and digital entrepreneurs questioning their future. On the other hand, Beijing, with its iron grip on economic strategy, continues to operate with the cold efficiency of a machine, targeting U.S. industries with laser precision while pretending to be the victim. It's a game of chess where every pawn sacrificed represents real lives, real jobs, and real businesses collapsing under the weight of nationalist grandstanding. Nowhere is the chaos more visible than in the influencer economy, where creators like MrBeast, who built empires on cross-border e-commerce and sponsorship deals, are suddenly finding themselves entangled in an economic crisis they never signed up for. Fashion brands like Shein and Halara, tech behemoths like Google, and even Hollywood studios dependent on the Chinese market are feeling the shockwaves of this escalating battle. The U.S. and China are not just attacking each other, they are dismantling the very foundation of global commerce. One ego-driven decision at a time. The illusion of stability in international trade has been shattered, and the fallout will be brutal. But this is just the beginning. The real question is, how far are these two superpowers willing to go before the economic wreckage becomes irreversible? What happens when the retaliatory strikes escalate beyond tariffs and into full-scale corporate warfare? And most importantly, who will suffer the most when the dust finally settles? Stay with us till the end, because what comes next will change everything. Hello and welcome back to Innovative Check YouTube channel, where we delve into the innovative and transformative projects changing our world. If you're new to the channel and enjoy learning about innovation stories around the world, you've come to the right place. Please subscribe, like, and comment to help boost our videos on YouTube. Recent trade tensions between the U.S. and China have escalated into an economic standoff that is shaking industries, markets, and even internet personalities who have built their empires on global commerce. The retaliatory tariffs imposed by China in response to President Donald Trump's executive order have sent shockwaves through financial markets, supply chains, and businesses that rely on imports, manufacturing, and cross-border transactions. What started as a political maneuver has rapidly transformed into an economic battleground, with ripple effects felt from Wall Street to Main Street. The February 1, 2025 announcement from the White House set the stage for a fresh round of trade conflicts. As a 10% tariff was placed on all Chinese goods entering the U.S., the administration framed this move as a necessary correction to what it described as an uneven playing field. Trump's economic advisors pointed to job losses, intellectual property theft, and the dominance of Chinese manufacturing as primary justifications. As expected, Beijing did not sit idly by. The Chinese government retaliated swiftly on February 4, 2025, by imposing tariffs of its own on key U.S. exports, including coal, liquefied natural gas, crude oil, and large engine vehicles. The move signaled that China was not only prepared to fight back, but that it had the leverage to target industries vital to the U.S. economy. Markets reacted immediately. The Dow Jones Industrial Average plunged 850 points within hours of China's announcement, with oil and gas stocks bearing the brunt of investor anxiety. The price of crude oil, which had been relatively stable, saw an abrupt 6% decline as traders feared that U.S. exports to China would slow down significantly. The sudden market volatility illustrated the deep interconnectivity between the world's two largest economies. As the economic warfare intensified, another group found itself entangled in the chaos: social media influencers and digital entrepreneurs who had built their brands around product promotions, sponsorships, and global e-commerce. Few anticipated that content creators, particularly those like MrBeast, who operates on a scale beyond most influencers, would become collateral damage in a conflict between two superpowers. China's retaliatory measures did not just stop at tariffs. In a strategic move, Beijing also announced heightened restrictions on rare earth exports, a direct strike at the U.S. technology sector. This move sent alarm bells ringing across Silicon Valley, where semiconductor manufacturers like TSMC and ASML rely heavily on Chinese-sourced materials. The cascading impact of these restrictions extended beyond traditional tech giants, reaching e-commerce businesses, digital advertisers, and even YouTube influencers who thrive on product collaborations with Chinese brands. The fashion industry was among the first to feel the immediate impact. Online retail giants like Shein, Temu, and Halara, which have grown massively due to their affordable pricing and reliance on Chinese supply chains, were suddenly facing uncertain futures. Brands that typically flooded social media feeds with influencer-supplier content had to reconsider their marketing strategies overnight. Influencers who banked on brand deals from these companies found their earnings disrupted as brands scrambled to offset increased costs caused by the tariffs. Just a quick reminder to hit the like button below. YouTube has been restricting my videos a lot recently because of bots, so your like does help out this video massively in terms of the algorithm in YouTube. Halara, a major player in the influencer-driven fast fashion market, wasted no time in issuing a statement warning its partners of potential delays in marketing campaigns. Influencers, some with millions of followers, received emails advising them to hold off on promotional content. This was not a mere inconvenience. It was a full-blown financial shock for those who rely on brand deals as their primary source of income. For influencers like MrBeast, who is known for extravagant giveaways and large-scale projects requiring massive funding, the repercussions of shifting global trade policies are potentially far-reaching. While he is not directly tied to the fast fashion industry, his business model depends on a robust digital economy, sponsorships, and advertising revenue, all of which can be affected by disruptions in global commerce. When major advertisers tighten their budgets due to economic uncertainty, even high-profile influencers can feel the pinch. The Chinese government's simultaneous decision to launch an antitrust investigation into Google was another sign that this trade war was not just about tariffs. It was a multifaceted strategy aimed at putting economic pressure on the U.S. technology sector. Google, which dominates global digital advertising, faced an immediate hit in its stock price, declining 5% within hours of the announcement. With Google-affected, influencers like MrBeast will also be affected and reduced revenue. If Beijing expands its regulatory scrutiny, it could have severe implications for online advertising revenue, directly impacting content creators who rely on YouTube's ad system to generate income. Beyond the digital realm, the tariffs on agricultural machinery and large engine vehicles posed a serious threat to American farmers and manufacturers. The Midwest, a region that played a crucial role in Trump's 2024 re-election campaign, found itself caught in the crossfire. Farmers who had already endured years of trade uncertainty now faced higher equipment costs, squeezing already thin profit margins. John Deere and Caterpillar, two U.S. industrial giants, saw their stock values tumble as analysts predicted reduced demand for American-made machinery in China. In Washington, lawmakers scrambled to formulate responses. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin assured the markets that the administration was exploring strategies to mitigate the impact of the tariffs, but skepticism ran high. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer criticized the tariffs as reckless, arguing that they would do more harm to American businesses than to China. Meanwhile, Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross defended the move, stating that the tariffs were a necessary step in reasserting U.S. dominance in global trade. If you are enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and comment. Despite the high-level political maneuvering, ordinary businesses were left to navigate the fallout with little clarity. Small business owners who imported goods from China were suddenly faced with increased costs that they could not immediately pass on to consumers. Drop-shipping businesses, which had boomed due to low-cost Chinese manufacturing, now faced uncertain profit margins. The uncertainty extended to Wall Street, where investors braced for prolonged instability. Hedge fund managers began shifting capital towards safer assets, with gold prices spiking as a result. The Federal Reserve signaled that it was closely monitoring the situation, hinting at possible interventions if market volatility continued. Even outside the realm of direct commerce, the cultural and economic ties between the U.S. and China were undergoing a seismic shift. Chinese students studying in the U.S., a significant revenue source for American universities, expressed growing concerns about potential visa restrictions. Hollywood, which had long benefited from access to the lucrative Chinese box office, worried that escalating tensions could lead to further censorship and film bans. For MrBeast and other high-profile digital entrepreneurs, the challenge was clear: adapt or risk financial setbacks. While many influencers thrived on adaptability, the sudden impact of global trade disputes was a curveball few had anticipated. The golden age of frictionless international commerce, where businesses could seamlessly operate across borders without political interference, was rapidly fading. As the U.S. and China continued their high-stakes economic battle, the broader implications remained unpredictable. Would companies find alternative supply chains? Would new economic alliances emerge in response to shifting trade policies? Could content creators survive a world where digital advertising revenue was no longer as stable as it once was? The only certainty in the current climate was that nothing was certain. Markets would continue to react, businesses would scramble for solutions, and political leaders would craft narratives to justify their decisions. Meanwhile, those caught in the middle, from farmers to YouTubers, had no choice but to navigate a rapidly evolving landscape that few had prepared for. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome your thoughts and questions on this complex and vital subject. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence. Your subscriptions and likes motivate us to generate more content, so please keep supporting us. Check out this video showing on your screen right now, and I will see you on the other side.